Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Resonant Rise with me, another Trey. As you can see, I did some rearranging right here. I took our machines away from where our big reactor used to be, tore that down, you might have noticed a couple episodes ago, and moved all the machines to the center here. And I'm going to use Tesseracts to just kind of feed power into them through these corners. So today, the first thing I would like to do is upgrade our automatic smelting system. Because I've noticed that if you look inside the draconic chest, our system cannot handle uranium ore. Apparently it doesn't work with the draconic chest. And also we're not pulling out our ferrous ingots. But I decided also that instead of doing the ferrous in the draconic chest, I'm going to do it in a redstone furnace and a pulverizer, because with the pulverizer we can put in secondary sieves, which increases the chance of the secondary chance output when you pulverize materials. So like copper will produce gold dust when you pulverize it. Ferrous will produce shiny ingots, which I like to have a lot of, so we're going to send that through here, and we're also going to send the uranium through here just because it can handle it and the draconic chest can't. So I set up just like I did our old system with a hopper on top. There's a filter. We got some endstone in here. There's a filter back here that should whitelist ferrous and uranium, so we shouldn't get any more endstone in there. So that will make sure it will increase the priority here so that it knows to send those there first. We're also going to want to take our filter for our draconic chest and change it so that it does not accept ferrous or uranium. That one doesn't accept uranium anyway. Uranium, ferrous can come out. This one, take the ferrous out of there, and that one doesn't have uranium either. So those should not go in there anymore. They should only go in this hopper, which is feeding into this pulverizer. Now, in order to get the third tier of secondary sieve, we're going to need cryothium dust. In order to make cryothium dust, we need blizz powder. Now, blizz powder is a mob drop. Well, actually, blizz shards are a mob drop from blizzes, which we don't have, and they're kind of a pain to find, so I'm going to do this another way. In order to make blizz powder, you can take 2 pieces of redstone and a snowball, and that will make you blizz powder. So in order to get that going, I made a machine called a glacial precipitator from thermal expansion, which is right here, and it will create snowballs out of water for us. In order to do that, we're going to need to put water in, which means we're going to need a source of water going in here. Rather than try to squeeze an aqueous accumulator or something in here, since I'm going to have a tesseract right here anyway, I'm just going to feed water into the tesseract and have it come out the same place as the power to put it into the glacial precipitator. So that's what I'm working on right now. This is going to be the entrance to our space endeavors that we're going to get into. I'm going to clear out all this stuff. I'm going to make a better power storage because, as you can see, we're not holding up power because we're sending so much to that ender quarry, which I moved our speed 3 upgrade over there along with our fortune upgrade in order to bring in draconium faster. Because we did secure the island last time from the end dragon. So, in order to get this going, I'm going to need more tesseracts, which I thought I had crafting up, but apparently I don't. Oh, yes, I do. I already put them in the magma crucible. Here we go. So we got our 3 full tesseract frames. We're going to take these and we're going to take them and turn them into actual tesseracts. So now they're full-blown tesseracts. And we'll stick them down here in these little holes. And then we're going to want to change this. Right now we'll just make them except for main power. Eventually we're going to want it to pull the power instead of being directly from the turbines coming from our power storage system, which we're going to set up in a later episode. There. So now those should have access to power. Alright guys, so I've got our obsidian and smooth stone with the igneous extruder moved over into our server room now, so it's closer to our storage. I also built a bunch more of these ME drives, just so that we'd have room to expand our drives into. I already have 2 drives almost full. I think I have one crafting right now. Yeah, I do have one going. Let's get another one of those going while we're at it. This drive bay is all full out. I also, in between episodes, added a fluid terminal and an ME drive fixture. And this is basically the same as one of these drives, only it only holds 6 and it works as like a terminal. So it can be inlaid into the wall. And I put a 1024K fluid storage drive. This thing took like 10 minutes to auto-craft because it holds an absolute ton of... Remember, these only hold... The biggest ones in here only hold 64K. This holds 1024K of fluid storage. And I'm going to use that to fill up on oil, because we're going to need some oil rolling pretty soon. And I was down here getting ready to dig out more turbine space, and the next place I ran into had a bunch of oil in it, and rather than destroy it, I figured we'd save it since we're going to need oil anyway. So let's go back up here. Right here, as you can see, I got the power conduits run from the tesseracts. And on this one, I have water coming out. And if we go up here to our server room, and we go down this little secret hatch here. That's a carpenter's hatch, by the way. You can just make it look like any block. And I come up here. You'll see I've got the aqueous accumulator right there. It's got a tesseract on top of it, and it's sending water into that, as well as into our smooth stone and obsidian setup. Jump out of here, close that up. So that's where the water's coming from, right here. It's just running through our main power line, just like the power is, and it goes into our cyclic assembler, which is still set up to make paper for us, and our glacial precipitator, which is making a whole bunch of snowballs. So this is crafting uranium dust, which is not being pulled out into our system yet. Let's fix that real quick. Where's some item conduits? Oops. I dig down here. There should be somewhere that I can hook this up to. I believe, actually, if I look at that, if I'm seeing this correctly, I should be able to just export on the right side, yes, and that should put it into our system. If I break this block, you'll see this is actually a facade, I believe. Yeah, and that'll go right back into our item system. It should connect up with everything else. I think it connects right, yeah, it all loops right here, so it all go to the same place. So that will go nicely into our system. Close that up, close this up, stick our glowstone blocks back in here. I did start pulling the uranium out of here too, and just throwing it into the ender chest as we have space in the pulverizer. Should have some more of this glowstone glass. Close that up, and we're all done. Our system is upgraded. We can now get extra shiny and handle uranium, which should increase our uranium storage. I think it or dictionaries with uranium when you pulverize it. Cool, so that's set up. Let me continue. Actually, do we have a pump? No, we don't have any extra pumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another endothermic pump, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone. So our endothermic pump is finished. And it only took me about 3 or 4 days to do it. I apologize for the lack of videos the past couple days. It's just been a real hectic schedule at work. I work at a major retailer as an overnight manager, and I have a 1.5-year-old daughter. So the only time I can really record is at night on my days off, and I work a 4-on, 3-off schedule. So I basically have to, in order to keep a video up every day, I have to schedule... or I have to record 7 videos in about 3 nights, and it doesn't always work out. But every couple of weeks, my schedule changes so that I actually do a full schedule, and then I have 1 night off, and then I have to work 2 more days. So I didn't get any videos recorded that 1 night off, which means it's been a couple days since I've been able to record anything. So Sorry about the lack of videos, and here they come again. So we made our endothermic pump, and what we're going to do with it is we are going to stick it right up here somewhere above this oil. I don't have any blocks. Give me a block. Thank you. So we're going to put that right there. We're going to put our endothermic pump right here. We're going to stick a ender tank on top of it. I'm going to get rid of some more of these blocks. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put blue in the middle for liquid, and then do our normal black on the outsides. And then we're going to power this guy with tesseracts. So if I stick that down, give it main power. We don't want to take any liquids. Okay, so we now have an under tank full of oil, and then all we should have to do is figure out where we want to put the other side. Alright, so we're going to go back up to our server room. Right here. I should have, I don't, we're going to need a fluid import bus. Do we have everything to make that? No, what are we missing? A sticky piston. Wow, okay, so sticky piston. Get one of those going. We're actually probably going to need a lot of these, so I am going to make a pattern, take the one, we're going to put it right here, so we should be able to make those going forward. Now, just temporarily, so we can see how this works, I am going to dig in here. We're going to take some cables. Like that. Use our fluid import bus right here. Put down our ender tank. Get the right colors going. Boom. That should start to take, yes. So oil is coming into our system. Let's see, can we put some speed upgrades in this guy? Yep. So did I auto craft these? No, I didn't. Let's auto these. So acceleration cards are made like this. So we're going to need a calculation processor. There we go. And then once we have those, we should be able to make acceleration cards. So we only need 4. Now we should have oil really coming in. Yes. Cool. So now we should have plenty of oil. This should take quite a long time to fill up. It's only one of 5 fluid types. So let's go see how our pump's making out. So this endothermic pump does fill in the area that it pulls the liquid out of with stone so that it doesn't flow and cause all kinds of problems. So it looks like it hit like an air gap there because it stopped pulling for a while and then it started again. So this should be completely filled in with stone when it's done, so we don't have to worry about this gigantic hole in here. So it would be nice to get a few torches in here. Although I think this is still within range of our torch, so there shouldn't be an issue there. There we go. That's really hard to get out of. So we'll let that fill up, and we will go back to what we were working on before. So we've got our snowballs, so we can make Blizz powder. I know there was a recipe. So snowballs, and then redstone. There we go, Blizz dust. Blizz dust. I hope that works. So we'll take 2 of those, and then we were working on an augment. This one. So it gives an 81% increased secondary chance, and we don't have anything we need for that. So we need a pneumatic servo, easy enough. We need hardened glass or fused quartz and cryothium dust. We just made cryothium dust. No, we didn't. We made Blizz powder. So we need to turn this Blizz powder into cryothium dust. So we are missing niter or saltpeter. How do we get that? Saltpeter ore. Niter, there's nether saltpeter. You can put gunpowder in a crusher. You can pulverize sandstone. That might be the way we go. Let's see if we can work some of that out. So sand, sandstone. All right, let's see if we're getting saltpeter or niter. Not yet, probably because it's being put. There we go. We've got a couple niter. The problem we're going to have there is that the niter is going to get stuck here because niter can't be put through a furnace. So we're going to do our cryothium dust. We'll come up with a solution for the niter later. So there's our 2 cryothium dust, and then we're going to need some fused quartz. So we're going to need 16 nether quartz. We're also going to cover up these little these cables with facades. So I'm going to have to grab some of those because I kind of like the cables sticking out, but at the same time, I like a clean look too. All right, so we got our fused quartz. And now we should be able to make our augment. Take out this last speed upgrade and put in our last augment. Now that is really going to slow that down, but that's okay because there's only got 2 items going in there. If it gives us a problem later, we'll take care of it then. Alright, how much draconium are we up to? 194. We are going to need way more draconium than we have. Alright guys, so we got a lot of draconium coming in now. I did move our ender quarry so that it's in the center of the island instead of all the way around it because it was just taking in too many clouds and scanning too much empty space. So we've got lots of draconium coming in now, and that means soon we'll be able to solve our power storage problems. I did tear out all of this and all the machines, move them down there as I showed you. This I'm getting ready to move because I want to put it temporarily down here. I did dig out more of the floor here down where our turbines are. This is actually where our original mining tunnels were. So like right through here was a mining tunnel. And our nether portal was actually down right here. Actually, I had to tear that out, but it's fine because we have our enhanced tremor dislocation now, so we can get to the nether whenever we need to without the portal. So I'm working on setting up the last 2 turbines here, and once those are going, we'll have 96,000 RF per tick, and we'll be doing really good on power. Expanding it beyond that may be possible, but I'll have to build more turbines, which means I'd have to find a way to squeeze some more turbines in our facility somewhere. I may put some in, like put a hallway down through the edge and then do them along a corridor or something. But that's if we need them, which we might not. So we'll keep that in mind. I'm going to go in here and see if we have any more turbine casings ready. Yes. The big problem with making turbine casings is they require a bunch of nether quartz, which we have a farm creating automatically, but it's not very fast, so it's not really keeping up. But I don't really want to waste the time expanding it because once we have this turbine set up finished, it's not going to be such a big deal because we won't need nether quartz as often. This particular build is just a huge hog for nether quartz. So I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time expanding on that. So I'll keep expanding on these 2 turbines. The big reactors in the backs of them are already finished, so all I have to do is build the turbines out. That's the part that's taking a while. While that's going on, I think we are going to begin to prepare to embark on our space endeavor. And to do that, we're going to use a mod called Galacticraft. Galacticraft is a really fun mod. It's got a lot of parts to it. It has been expanded greatly since it first came out. It is not normally part of the Resonant Rise 3 pack. I did add it specially just so we would have some late game stuff to do and I wouldn't get to like this point where I've got, you know, almost unlimited power and essentially unlimited storage because I can keep auto crafting drives. Our base entirely like built out. I do have a lot more work to do with our like channel system. That one doesn't even have cables running down through it yet. 4 turbines, a whole mob grinder setup, most of the enchanting. I didn't get much into magic mods yet, but we have a lot going. So at this point, I want to do some adventuring, which means conquering planets. I do have some additional mods attached to Galacticraft in the pack also that add additional planets and expand on the solar system and even add other solar systems. So that should be interesting. It's also a tiered mod, so it's going to take going through the planets one at a time to get the blueprints and stuff that we need to get to other planets. Now, I haven't played Galacticraft hardly at all. I've gotten to the point where I've gone to the moon, and that is about it. I haven't even explored the moon. So this is going to be a learning experience for me as we're going through this. So between this episode and the next, I'm going to do a little bit of research on Galacticraft and the best way to get started. I know we're going to need like oxygen tanks and a way to produce oxygen and some things like that. And we're going to need to start building our rockets. And I also want to build a giant bay to build our rockets in. And as I said before, that is going to be placed over where our big reactor was. I'm actually going to do like use the top 3 layers of our base to work on that. It's going to be like a giant NASA facility. So I'm going to start digging this out too. So yeah, that is an episode for today, guys. If you liked what you saw, give me a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And hopefully I'll be back on schedule now for a while. Apologize for not having some videos out for a while, but sometimes life gets in the way. So we'll see you next time.